I'm going to go over the path of blood through the kidney. We have two parts to this one model that I'm going to use. I'm going to start out with the gross anatomy part of this model. And off screen here, we've got, just imagine the abdominal aorta, and then the branch off of the abdominal aorta that leads to the kidney is called the renal artery. And then the renal artery branches and sends up artery, it's still called the renal artery, next to the renal pyramids. And then the renal artery arches over the base of the renal pyramid, and at that point we call it the arcuate artery. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in because this model is the same as this part of this model, but it has more details. So now I'm going to switch over here. We've got the renal artery over here, and then arcuate artery, and then cortical radiate arteries. These are in the cortex, hence the name cortical, and they radiate like rays coming out of a child's drawing of a sun, and it's an artery. So cortical radiate artery is here. And then if we zoom in, you can see that the cortical radiate arteries send out afferent arterioles that go to the glomerulus. So again, arcuate artery, cortical radiate artery, afferent arteriole, and then efferent arteriole. Sorry, I gotta move my pencil to keep it from getting blurry again. So arcuate artery, cortical radiate artery, and then afferent arteriole. And over here, you can see a little bit better the afferent arteriole, and then the efferent arteriole is coming out of the glomerulus. The efferent arteriole, let's use this one, cortical radiate artery, afferent arteriole, glomerulus inside that you can't see, efferent arteriole, and then peritubular capillaries. They haven't drawn in the rest of the nephrons, so it's not as obvious because the peritubular capillaries are wrapped around the renal tubule, right? But you can't see that right here. And then they drain into the vein, which turns into the arcuate vein, and then the renal vein, and on out of the kidney.